Welcome to the Talk to Talk Club podcast where I talk about anything and everything. And today I wanted to discuss a trend that's been going on lately, and that's people throwing cell phones on stage and also running on the stage. I don't really know where this actually stemmed from, but one thing I can say, it's been going on since the beginning of music, but it hasn't been happening as much as it is now. And my theory with all of this is it all started when Will Smith decided to come on stage and slap Chris Rock. A lot of people saw how controversy that was and how much publicity came along with that. And I feel like ever since then, people been trying to get their 5 minutes of fame. And the issue with this is that when people come to perform, this is their job. And you throwing stuff at them is making it hard for them to do their job. It would be the equivalent of me coming to your job while you're in your cubicle and taking you by your collar and snatching you out that chair just for the sake of doing it. Or you working on your computer and me pouring coffee on it and walking away with no explanation to why I did that. The people who are doing this are stupid. And I say that because number one, why would you throw your phone on the stage? How do you plan on actually getting it back? Do you think that artist is going to know you from the millions of other people in the crowd that also threw their phone? And secondly, if they kick you out, now you paid your money, got kicked out of the concert, and on top of that, you don't have a phone to call anybody to come help you. And then I see these music outlets or whatever you may call them saying the artist shouldn't have walked off the stage. Listen, if somebody was throwing stuff at me while I was performing, I would give one warning and that's it. After that, I'm gone. How am I supposed to perform when people are throwing cell phones at me? You know how hard a cell phone is? And for you to even do that to somebody, I feel like you're just being an asshole. Point blank, period. You're ruining a concert for other people for the sake of you trying to get your 5 minutes of fame. Like, what do you actually have to gain from doing this? And when people run on stage, I feel like whatever happens to you, happens to you. If that artist sees you coming at him, I feel like he has all the right in the world to punch you in your mouth. And I feel like security has all the right in the world to throw you off the stage or drag you off the stage. And whatever happens to you, happens to you. And you get what you deserve for being that person who decided it would be funny to run on stage while somebody is doing their job. And you people who are ruining it for everybody else, it's going to come to the point where people are either not going to perform or they're going to have the stage so far from you that the artists that would usually go in the crowd, shake people's hands, jump in the crowd and have fun with you and make it a good time are going to stop doing that. You think it's funny, but it's not. And the reason why I take this serious, because when I was doing music a long time ago, I dreamed of somebody trying to come on stage while I was performing. Because if you don't know me, I have a very short temper. And if you were to come on that stage, I would probably knock you out with that microphone and then have my friends drag you off the stage like you deserve. And I seen this happen to A$AP Rocky. I seen it happen to Rowdy Rich. I seen it happen to Kid Cudi. Also seen it happen to Playboy Cardi. And the list can go on. The thing that's wrong with society now, everybody's doing things for views. And a lot of the things you're doing for views is going to cause you more harm or bring the attention that you don't want. People are already on edge. Gun violence is going up more. And the last thing these people need is some idiot running on stage like they have no sense. You keep the foolishness up, the next thing they're going to start doing at concerts is giving you a hologram, and that's all you get. Nothing more, nothing less. And then you people will start complaining about the artist not actually showing up when it's your fault 120%. If I pay for tickets to see somebody perform, I don't want somebody in a crowd ruining a performance for everybody else. And that's another thing. If these artists start walking out because of what you're doing, throwing cell phones or whatever you may have on you, the crowd is going to start looking at you crazy. And then the next thing you know, you're going to have a mob of people beating the mess out of you. I commend Wayne because he's been doing it for a long time. He has a zero tolerance policy for people who think they can just throw stuff on stage and get away with it. Let me tell you a little story before I wrap this rant up. There was a comedian performing, and he's one of my favorite comedians of all time. And as he was performing and doing his job, which is making people laugh, some idiot decides to run on stage. This idiot who decided to run on stage tried to tackle this comedian. And he did not execute what he was trying to do because he fell to his knees while the comedian was still standing. And some of the people that were friends with the comedians came on stage, and to help their fellow comedian out, they decided that they were going to beat the living hell out of this guy for what he did. And he ended up getting the celebrity stumping that he deserved for that foolery. And the one thing I can say about this situation is it was funny watching all these celebrities who love and admire and respect what this comedian does come together just to give him an old school fashion stomp down. And you know who this comedian was? David Chappelle. So I wanted to end this podcast with that, to let you fools know out here what's waiting for you when you decide to come on that stage. Once again, this is the Talk the Talk Club. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, tell your friends about it, and see you next time.